Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing we did some viewer games. Don't mind the huge donate button or anything else. Totally not wanting donations or nothing now on the stream. Had about a few people watching. Me, myself, my mom, my brother, my sister, all that good stuff. And we had that one extra person like you. Just kidding. We had like 30 people almost in there. So, we're getting famous and rich and fame. As you can see, in one day we've already made like $500. So make sure you check out my stream. I almost stream every single day on Twitch. Make sure you check it out. I'm eventually going to be streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you guys don't know, you do now. So here, usually, we're going to go Shaman in this situation. DKs don't die, and if they play good, this guy actually ends up pre-walling. I don't think he meant to do it, or maybe he did, but it was a really good play by him. So he ends up pre-walling our go. He almost would have died if my mage done a little bit more damage. So if he would have blinked a little bit earlier on the stun and then done more damage, we'd been good. He actually does a really good play though. He stuns into silences, which is really good. They almost kill him. Thankfully, he gets the block off. And in this situation, this guy actually, this is how I know he didn't pre anything, because he walls now. So he walls when the DR isn't even off yet. So he walls air. So I kind of figured, my guy misses DB, which kind of sucks, but it's not a big deal. But here this was kind of just like I don't know what he trinkets. So he ends up tricketing air. So it was a really interesting play. So we're not going to talk about, anything else in this situation. So he ends up tricketing my kidney, and now we're in a good spot. Now I can banish if I need to, or pre-blind. But here in the situation, I can blind the DK and then kidney, and we win the game. So as you can see, I blind the DK. We do our full burst rotation on the Shaman. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but like, I don't know if any other sub rogues are getting this, but are you guys getting like no force set procs? Like for me, every time I'm on stream and everything, I legit get zero force set procs on my burst ever. Like I used to get it at least once per burst go. Now I'm getting it zero, none. So like, is it a bug or what's going on here? Or did they nerf it or something? I don't know. But if you guys aren't getting like any procs, let me know too, because I'm getting zero like at all. So he almost ends up killing me here because he doesn't die for some reason. And yeah, we end up taking him out. I actually have an insane 1v2 at the end of this. It's the entire clip, the entire from the start all the way to the end. It's a long video for the last one, so we only get like 4 clips in here, but I'm telling you this one. So this is where I think it was either a 2600 XP free roll, or it was a current, which I assume it was a current 2600 free roll druid. So this guy has my priest name, and he was from the move, or the X move. So he had my X. You can't have X in your guild name, or it's you're kind of tanking my name, because I had the capital X and all that. Even though he has the lowercase, he's kind of making fun of my name. So I have to make sure he knows that. So I tell my mage to 1v1 him for a second. Now what he needs to do here is he needs to DB sheep the Mistweaver, and then all I do is kidney the rogue since we're going the rogue. So here, as you can see, he misses the DB on both of them, which he tried his best. He ends up sheeping the rogue on accident, but he's trying his best. We swap to the Mistweaver. My guy's doing unhealable damage on the Mistweaver. He blinds us. We're not gonna trinket. We end up getting trinket or not bad at all. So it's an Outlaw rogue, so we don't have to worry about that much damage. He ends up wasting Vanish on Sap. I don't really know why. I mean, everything was off DR. Our go was already done, so at that time, you don't even need to do that. You can just save it. So he ends up pre-sheeping the rogue. He needs to do it one more time, but at the same time, whatevs. So he ends up landing a sheep on the Mistweaver, I think at an air. So I end up stepping my mage before the trinket goes off, so I don't even have to waste cloak. So it's a really good play. So instead of wasting cloak, so here he actually gets a really good sheep. We restun him. We end up one shadowy dueling him last second without even using blades, and we get a beautiful kill here. Beautiful setup. And nothing he can do about that one. So sometimes, shadowy dueling whenever like Outlaw rogues usually don't play cheat death into rogue mage, even though it's really good. I mean, having that 40% is good. Like the feint, it's good if you know how to use it, but this was also a really good game. So this wasn't the actual additional game that I'm talking about, but this is Crusader, and we basically end up winning this in a pretty, intense way. Like it got really, really intense. This game and the last game was really, really intense. Like it was something. So we end up pre-evasioning. We evasion his roar. We cheap shot him out of form. My guy can sheep him out of form right now. Obviously, I know he's not going to, because you know not to be that guy, but he's learning. That's what I can say. So here, I don't have evasion, so I end up sprinting. I'm trying to line him as long as I can. My actual mage ends up freezing the ring of whatever it's called. God, I don't know. I haven't played with the mage in so long. Ring of Frost, whatever it's called. And As you can see, I'm kind of dying to sickle. Like, this is a crazy damage. As you can see, I'm dying to a bleed. I almost died. I was really close to dying. And I started at almost 90%. So without him even touching me, just with sickle and his other dot, he got me from 100 to 10% in less than 5 seconds. So my entire burst rotation he did with the 2 bleeds. Which was, I guess they were his main bleeds, but it wasn't even Swarm, I don't think, but whatevs. So here we end up getting another re. We're trying to sap the Feral if we can so we can keep going. He does Moonfire. And we end up, so we get a really good blind here, I think. Let's see. No, so he tries to pre-sack for no reason, and he's running full sack, so he wastes his full sack, which is, I don't know why he did, but whatevs. You know, we take it. So here we cheap shot. My guy needs the ring. He actually misses the ring and ends up getting the ring. So he instantly gets his bop, which is insane. I didn't think he would get it that fast. So we get a really good go there. We get bop. I end up getting another re. I end up sapping him, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I sap him, so really good. So I have no cooldowns. If he stuns me again, gets all of his stuff. So we're gonna blind him. We're gonna cheap shot, and then we're gonna use every cooldown to win the game here. This is our last defense. This is everything. We either win or lose. I could go sap, but it's DR, so there's no point. So we end up getting the dub, and I end up kinning this guy and then running, and then my guy can ring last second and actually get it. He ends up DBing off of it, and then I end up smoke bombing last second just in case because the moonfire could have hit me. I get a re, and he just leaves, I think, and we get an SW. So I have two titles. This is the most intense 1v2 I've done, or I could do I beat Crusader in 2v2 or something like that, because obviously his name's Crusader, but it's not actually the Crusader. So here it's this is the druid I was talking about. We end up getting, so I'm playing with this guy. We're not in Discord. This is just viewer games. I was just 5 wins per person, whatever, without blah blah blah. Obviously he or she is Ragnaros, so it doesn't really speak that much English. That's not like a shot or anything thrown, but that's just the facts. So he or she didn't speak that much Ingliante, so I was kind of just going with the flow. So he comes and fears the Shamey, which is bad because he needed to get feral. I guess, you know, we didn't really understand who we were going at first, so it kind of sucks, but whatevs. I'm saying, see, I always have that catchphrase. If you guys can catch it up in the comments, if I ever say, you know, beautiful, unhealable damage, there's always going to be that one catchphrase. That's the beautiful thing about me is I have them catchphrases all day, every day. My guy stuns my target. Instead, I actually made him switch it after this. I don't know if it's a he or she. I'm just saying it to him, so don't get butt hurt. But, yeah, we end up going Shaman. Feral Druids don't tend to die, so, like, you can sometimes go Druids, but it's like, since he already stunned the Shaman, I can't really go Shaman. It sucks that I can't sap. I don't like how Vital keeps you in combat, even though because it's not really you keeping yourself in combat, but I guess the same thing could be said up against BM Hunters or whatever, but whatevs. Um, so we end up not getting any cooldown, so this is looking really bad, like really, really bad. Like we haven't gotten a single cooldown other than like ground wall, so like I'm forced to use my trick. I'm trying to hold my cooldowns to get like a shadowy dual kill, and obviously I know the druid's not gonna die in a shadowy duel. This guy actually they kept me CC'd a lot of the game, which was really, really annoying. My guy was like kind of stingy on dispels. We end up getting trinket amwall, which is really bad for them. Um, you don't really need it overused. Now we end up getting a mind games, which we almost end up killing him. Maybe if I blades at like 100%, but then I think he would have just swapped, so it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, we end up getting trinket finally, and my guy's really having a rough time. I'm surprised how long he survived. So I shadowy duel with the stun. If I didn't, he would have died, and we definitely would have lost right then. So we end up shadowy dueling. He ends up surviving, which is really good. I'm in a root. I try to kill the root. Unfortunately, whenever you kill the root, it doesn't auto do it, so you have to still sit it. Like, so I get a dispel, I think, last second. Not bad. So the only problem with him right now is he's stunning my target, and he's just stunning randomly. So it's like, even though it's off DR, it's like, I don't have the damage I need, and I gotta set up things to where I can get it. I actually have to DR here before they can get their setup. So I could have waited the extra 2 seconds, but I really needed to get to go on. I actually end up vanishing here, cheap shotting. He could have feared the druid here, which I was expecting. I think he does. He ends up trying to mind control, which is kind of sketchy. We end up getting swap. I sit the cyclone. Actually, no, I probably should have sat it, but I seen that he berserked, so I knew he was gonna berserk as well. As soon as he got the CC off, I probably could have waited, but whatevs. Okay, now I'm getting annoyed about me saying whatevs, but well, you know, oh my god, we'll switch it up. So here my priest ends up almost dying. Look at his HP, like at 2%. Crazy. So I instantly kidney the guy so he has to peel. He gets a full roar again. The shaman was really good by not bleeding me at all the entire game. So what that does is his roar doesn't break. So overall they're not playing bad. They're probably like in Discord Like they're really trying. Like we're not at a high CR. We're at like 1700 MMR, 17, 1800, or like maybe like 19. I think we're like 1850 maybe, possibly. So this guy pre-walls, I think, and it kind of, I don't know why. I guess he expected me to just kidney him through it anyway, I guess. That's whatever. I guess that's what a 1800 rogue would do. So I guess they were just used to facing these type of players. So I'm surprised they still haven't killed my priest. My priest was insanely good at surviving. This is probably the best priest I've had that's like a viewer that's survived. Like he is a surviving god. So here he gets full hex. Nothing I can do about it. They kind of played it really good. We're not in the worst situation. See, I have my trinket coming back up. He has trinket still, but at the same time he has no wall. So I need to try to force his trinket somehow. Because if I can, that means like right now him trinketing right there lost in the game. If he wasn't so stingy about his cooldowns, his druid wasn't even CC'd. He just needed to hold it. So I realized that my priest was gonna die, so I'm gonna get my combo points, and then I'm gonna run. So I see him once he gets around 30. I see that he's dead no matter what I do. I'm trying to keep going a little bit because now I realize he's dead. It's a full stun. He's gonna die even if he fades. He has no serenities. He's dead. So he dies. I get a re. So I'm trying to bait him out of form. So I think I end up vanishing. Let's see what happens here. And I end up saving my trinket for his roar. So as you can see, so he roars me, I have to trinket it as fast as I can. So I trinket it, and as you can see, last second, we get just amount of damage. Just amount. Like, that is crazy. The hardest Viscera I've hit without actually, going big damn. So I finally, finally get the damage, the burst damage that I deserve. So this guy actually uses sickle on me, and that's the one time when sickle is the most scariest. So I end up filing it off. Thankfully, I saved it for that situation. Now, this is a really hard 1v1. If he plays good, he should win. I mean, having barrier form and all the things, it's basically like I should have got the sap here. I don't know why, but my sap just didn't want to go off. So I'm trying to get his trinket. I'm gonna open. I'm trying to shadow strike so I can full kidney. So he pre-bears, but I'm not really trying to go after him here. So I'm just trying to get out of there. So while he has the eyeballs, I'm just trying to get out. When you're facing anybody in a 1v1, especially if you know they're actually like they have a brain, or even if they don't, go for the recool downs. Make it a fair 1v1. It's a druid. He counters me. Druids should definitely beat rogues. I don't care what you guys say. Unless it's like an assassination or outlaw rogue, then I can see it. But like sub rogue versus feral, I don't see a sub rogue winning. Like it's a full cooldown versus full cooldown. I don't see it happening. Especially since I'm not marked for death. I'm 7 second. So and I'm also not heal. So I'm playing the worst talents. No heal and no no mark for death kidney. Legit the worst build you can play for 1v1ing. So I'm playing the elusiveness to where my 40%. I don't even have it on my shadow, like my stealth keybind, because I'm an idiot, so whatevs. But yeah, I'm not the heal, and I'm also not marked for death, which makes it 10 times worse. This guy should easily win. If he plays good, he should win. Thankfully, I'm me, so I can beat these type of players. I'm used to being in a high-tech situation where I have to, surround to what I'm playing around and just do the best I can. Because I've been used to playing with a bunch of viewers that, I have to play a certain way to beat certain people. But in this situation, I just read this guy like a book, and I know everything he's gonna do before he even does it. I said does it, that's nice. But as you can see, I pre-rupture him just in case he goes for a re-stealth. Like he tries to bleed me, then kite me. That's what he should be doing. So he should be bleeding me and then kiting me, and then that's it. So he should be kiting me as soon as his nuts. Now as you can see, he gets no bleeds off. So that's his one thing. So he's lacking bleeds right now. He's a Feral Druid with no bleeds. He finally gets his bleeds off, but it's a little late. Now I get the kidney, and now I can get a re-stealth. If he done it at the start, by now I would have been at like 10%, and then he could have just trinketed aggro, and then kept bleeds on me and just killed me. So thankfully I get another re, and I get the sap off. He ends up trinketing. I probably should have realized that. I let him cycle on me. I do not want to trinket this. By trinketing this, I instantly lose the game. So he's delaying the thing to where if I did trinket blind him, he necrofits. Now I can blind him. Now I get to save trinket and vanish. Had I just trinketed and vanished, I would have lost. So now him cycloning me and giving me that extra time is really, really helpful. Because if he just keeps bleed on me and he keeps that up, I can't do anything about it. So now I need to try to sap this guy. If I can get the sap off, it's really, really good for me. So he goes for the res. He was really, really bad at trying to get these res. So when you're trying to res somebody, you're trying to get them out of stealth. So I realized that at 1 second I'm still out of range. So now he realizes it, and I realize he's gonna go for the eyeballs. Anytime the eyeball's up and somebody's in stealth, just think they're going for the eyeball. So I already knew he was going for the eyeball. It's kind of noticeable. So at this point, I get the sap before he can do anything about it, and it's super really good for us. Had he got me open, I would have had the waste vanish and all that good stuff. Would have been worth it. And as you can see, we're kind of just waiting here. So we're opening. We're getting a really good open. Make sure you don't space your stuns if you can. We pre-evasion his bash, as you can see. As soon as your stuns are done, make sure you're pre-evasioning. Trust me, it'll come in handy. He gets a cyclone off. Not a super big deal to me because I still have trinket vanish and I have my thing. He's actually, by doing this, what he's doing is the DR can is off now. So he basically just killed. He just died to himself. He did it himself. So if he didn't cyclone me, he would have been fine. But GG no re. Hopefully you guys know the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace, boys.